Yes,
Hi guys.
yes, here we are.
Hello.
Hello, 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 everyone.
Nice 3D glasses.
Marinus,
Yeah,
hey, Marinus.
I'm thinking, this is a perfect topic. I can sit, relax, and you, Marinus, do all the talking about all the origins. You are like this
What?
walking encyclopedia, so I can just enjoy and watch the stream from here.
Okay, great stuff. Well, there's a lot of
Right,
people in the chat that I presume that knows a lot of origins as well. I mean, this is exciting. Let's see what happens.
right, guys.
Hi guys.
So,
All right.
how are you guys doing? Marinus, how are you doing?
Yeah, great. I just came just a couple hours ago from boxing. So yeah, I'm tired, but I'm okay. I feel a little bit sore, and
Good.
yeah, I read the Lucent today.
All right.
And I think it's a great book. I have no idea what's going on, but I think it's a great book. But maybe I should talk about a little bit that later.
So you finished it, or
Yeah. I
you still?
only need to finish the supplemental. Just give me a sec.
Okay. Roland, how are you?
Fine. Almost wrapping up the production we're working on, and then I'm available
Production
for
for what?
commissions, comic book art, animations.
What production,
so-
Roland? What production were you doing?
We are working on season 2 of Undone for Amazon Prime.
Excellent, awesome. Marinus, you have to show us something.
Yeah, well, this is the Lucent. For those who do not know, this is an Indiegogo campaign by Michael Bancroft. I got it, and this was lost in the shuffle because somehow I didn't get the notification that the book was sent to the Netherlands, and then they, how do you say, sent it back. And I contacted Michael Bancroft, and he sent me immediately another one without hesitation, without questioning, which is great. And I must say the quality is really great. The art is phenomenal. There is a lot of backgrounds, and I'm a big fan of backgrounds because, as you know, backgrounds is for me immersion. If there is no backgrounds, then there is no immersion for me, and then for me I cannot get invested in stuff. Like this is one. This is in England. So almost on every page, there is some kind of a background. And I must say the backgrounds is really cool, very detailed. Well, for instance, probably, this is the known page of Michael Bancroft. He did it all himself. Yeah,
Nice.
This looks really, really, really cool. And there's small Easter eggs as well. The colors are phenomenal. Also, the art. Great faces. Again, fantastic.
I love the art on the people, on the characters.
Yeah,
Great,
Really
man.
nice, really my alley.
yeah, and I only need to read the Painted Death preview. This is a small preview book. What's going on in issue 2? So it has a different. Well, it's almost the same quality, but this has a I believe what they call a matte spot UV cover. That's with the shininess. So this is a little bit matte here, and here is very smooth, and you feel
Highlight,
it's really great.
Yeah, it's quality. I got it also. It's quality.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey guys, you didn't really comment on my new studio, my new layout here. Look at this. Look at how professional everything looks now. What do you think?
I think
do you
the
mean?
poster in the background is a bit crooked, but it's a
no.
minor detail.
No. Yeah. Okay. Man, check this out. Ta 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 ta.
What did I miss?
We
Man.
have a ticker tape.
Almost professional, right?
We can put advertisements there.
All right.
Buy Perfect 10. Buy Perfect 10.
Yeah, of course. That goes without saying. Let me see. People in the chat. Let's say hello.
Hell,
to
so many people. there.
Magnus Zero.
Zerum.
Hey. How you
Going
doing,
to be
man?
real busy when this goes live. I'll have to watch later. All right.
Yeah.
If you're
Perfect.
watching later,
That's
hey, man.
yeah.
Dr. Inos here. Welcome, man. I'll be listening while working on the book. Glad I can
great.
catch this stream.
Ah,
Ooh, tell us
Yeah.
more about the book.
you show
Then,
us some of the book.
Alec is here. Welcome, Alec.
Hey, Alec, how you doing?
I'm working on a middle grade novel I hope to sell. Wow, busy people.
Yeah.
So creative people as well.
Yeah,
Nice.
Ah,
Keep on
Mike
working,
Jimmy.
guys.
Mike, what up, lovelies? Welcome, Mike.
Okay, we're going to pronounce his name correctly because he says we'll stumble upon his name always. So let's do it correctly. It's a Mike Jimmy Lortia de Bruin. Ah!
bingo.
Oh, you got it?
Or Mike can make it shorter that people don't stumble upon his.
He
Just
should-
call yourself Mike, right?
he should-
Like me, Marinus.
Or like
Robert.
MJLB
Yeah.
plus.
Cool. Brianna K. Wilder, welcome.
Hi, Brianna.
Hey,
Glad
how's
you're
everyone
here.
doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fine, thank you. Yeah. Trino, everyone is talking in the chat. It's people are chatting. That's great. Oh, Hero Geek. Hero Geek is here. Welcome, Ron.
Hey.
Hail,
Cool,
Hero
man.
Greek.
Finally, you are in the chat. I mean, mostly USA. You missed it, and now you are there. You are here. That's great.
You're here, man. You're in
Yeah.
action.
I don't want to miss anyone. Sometimes I enter the stream and later on I discover I missed someone and I feel so guilty.
Like 58 Underground, who's in the comments.
Yeah, and when Dave feels guilty, he will kind of goes back crying and grabs
Yeah,
a
and
big
he-
pile of ice cream and just eats ice cream the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
night. We have to
It's
comfort him, call him later, so we can't have that.
Exactly.
Dave is a
So-
sensitive guy.
So
guy
Ian.
people.
So Ian is
I'm
here. Good evening all and welcome to the Nederlandse Hoek. Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah,
58
to the Dutch angle.
Underground. Hello
Yeah.
all. Wow, excellent. Everyone's
Love-
here.
So, what's the
Ooh.
topic of today, Dave?
It's down below. Look at
I
look at
know,
the
I
ticker.
know, but you have to spell it.
Okay,
for the
okay.
people who only listen and don't watch the screen, because
Yeah,
apparently we have a
Yeah,
lot of
exactly.
listeners and not always watchers, which is
Yeah.
fine. I
Okay.
don't know.
The topic is origin stories.
Right.
Usually we talk about comic books, especially superhero comic
Yeah.
books,
Do we?
and origin stories kind of go with superheroes. It
It's,
belongs
uh,
there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a necessary evil.
Yeah, you think so? You don't really like origin stories, Roland?
Well, within comic books, you only have one issue that's always tells a story, and from there the adventure starts. You
Yeah,
can
right.
collect, and you don't need to follow storylines. You can just get in. At least you used to. Michael Bendis did a six issue story arc or origin story of Peter Parker. Whatever. He's doing his. What I don't like doing it with the movies. So every time they reboot a movie franchise, they need to tell the whole origin story again. And then I'm getting bored. I mean, how many times did we already had the origin story of Batman and Spider-Man and Superman? That's getting boring. I mean, all people know these characters. You can start immediately into the action and tell a kind of a story in between the storyline you want to tell. There should be smart writers in Hollywood, right?
Yeah, I
They
like to
get
think so.
paid for that.
But yeah, origin stories belong with like Batman. If you wanted to make a Batman movie, the first movie, not the sequel, but the first movie, you have to do something with the origin.
Nah, you don't have to do that.
No, you don't.
No, I think Batman. Everybody knows Batman, and I think you can. Every time they reboot James Bond, they don't start with an origin story or whatever. I don't think
but
it's needed.
no. Did
People
James
know the
Bond
character.
ever have an origin story?
Casino Royale with Craig Clark or Daniel Clark. What's his
Daniel
name?
Craig.
Daniel Craig.
Yeah, Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
That's a kind of origin story for Bond because he wasn't the 00 yet, I believe.
Mhm.
And I think, to be honest, because I kind of bitch on origin stories, but that's the best Bond movie of this actor.
Right. Right. So I think there are different kinds of origin stories, and are uh, three basic um, different categories of origin stories. You have the trauma, so something happens to someone like Batman, and that is the catalyst for him to become,
Crazy?
yeah, a superhero. I think
You could say
I
that.
think
Mental?
the trauma origin is mostly used for supervillains, though. Yeah,
Yeah, mostly.
No, also heroes. Heroes go
Also
through
yeah, of
heroes,
trauma as
yeah.
course,
well.
mostly,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Then you have the Destiny origin story, which is like legacy characters, or something happens like the chosen one, or I don't know,
Hmm.
like the Destiny. And you have the chance, the chance origin story. Something just happens, like Spider-Man. He gets bitten, or like Bruce Banner, something happens and it changes their lives, and they become a superhero or supervillain.
Yeah.
Usually do it due to an experiment, failed experiment,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
like the Flash also.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think a Spider-Man is a combination of the of the chance and the trauma origin. First chance is he gets bitten, and then the traumatic event of his uncle dying, that causes him to become the hero that we know. Because
Yeah.
before that, he gets his powers, and he's kind of selfish with it. He doesn't really use
Sure.
them to do heroic things. Yeah,
Truth, yeah, I agree, and I know why they did it. You can describe, this is the origin of the character, but it's a clever writing way to get people attached to the character, to
Yeah.
feel sympathy for him.
Yeah.
of course.
In the terms of, I wanted to go somewhere, but I lost it.
Stay focused, Roland.
Yeah.
We're live. We're live. Stay focused. Okay, so Alec Horowitz, Uncle Ben is so important. Yes, he was. Yeah,
Yeah, what is
death
it
of
that they are always parentless or only have one parent, or what
right.
is this that Disney does it all the time? So what is this with origin stories? So how many superheroes don't have just have broken families?
Yeah,
The
many.
Flash. I don't know a lot about DC characters. I know Batman, of course, has its trauma with the parents. Superman, what kind of has adopted parents, but he lost his father, I believe, his adopted father.
Yeah.
I don't know about others heroes of DC. Can you tell something about that, Marinus?
Well, what I know about the Flash, and I'm an old school Flash guy. I like Barry Allen. Barry Allen. I also like Wally West, but because Wally West and Barry Allen has similar origin stories. What I've known is that Barry worked for the police, and his father was in jail, and his mother was, is dead, but it revealed
Oh,
later that she was killed by the Reverse Flash. They changed a bit of the origin story, but it seems that when he's working on in how do you say, in his laboratory, and there is a lot of chemicals there that he worked with to do his work.
Yeah,
A lightning bolt strikes into the room, and that shatters the chemicals, and that spills all over him. And as a result, he can run extremely fast and has different speed powers.
so actually, the failed experiment by chance, like Dave
Mhm.
said, is
Well,
combined with trauma, because you will get trauma hit by
oh yeah,
lightning,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that her mom was killed, kind of was already in the past. and he remember or they went into that at later stories, and then it turns out to be the Reverse Flash. But at that moment, Barry just was at peace that his mom was dead and his dad was in prison, right? That was just as part of his life. That's no trauma. That's just the background.
Yeah, but because it's not really a failed experiment, because he was a forensic scientist and he just was working with chemicals to do his job, to do his job, and then the lightning strikes in the into there's all these chemicals, and then it spilled all over him, and
okay.
and he became the Flash.
Yeah,
and Wally West has a similar origin story as well. It's repeating. The Reverse Flash is a different part, because he was a person far in the future that somehow adores heroes from the past, especially Flash, and he wants to be the Flash. And it seems that in the future, and correct me if I'm wrong, there was no crime at all, and somehow he replicated the Flash's powers and wants to be Barry Allen. Basically, he became obsessed with Barry Allen, and then, well, eventually he became his ultimate, Reverse Flash villain. Basically, his Joker through, when it comes to, how do you say, the Batman's Joker, but then with the Flash. Every superhero has mostly some kind of a bad reflection. Like Superman has Lex Luthor, right?
Isn't it the kind of comic book trope that villains become villains because they want to emulate or be their heroes?
Yeah, perhaps everything is pretty much tropey, like chemicals, like the Joker is.
I like that. I like the Joker's origin, and I mean the original origin, that when he has the red hood, and then he just falls into the vat. But I don't know, they changed it a little bit again, and I don't know, the Killing Joke, the comic, or the graphic novel was perfect. I mean, it was really good explained how that character, whose name is, they change his original name and character constantly, unfortunately, how he became the Joker.
I actually like how they do it now regarding the Joker. They just leave it in the middle, in per movie they gave him a bit different origin story. Mm-hmm. In the Nolan Batman movies, Joker each time had a different origin story for himself.
Thanks.
And I think that's that's the Joker. He's so mental, he's so weird in his mind. And even the new Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix, they kind of play with this image that everything you see in the movie basically can be a figment of his imagination.
Yeah.
And right. I think that's the Joker. He changes he's just so psychotic that he doesn't even know his own origin story, basically. And that makes this character more intriguing, because it leaves you as a reading guessing, and you can form your stories about this character depending on his origin story. It changes every time, and it's a perfect way to change without retconning some character to change your origin story.
This works. Yeah.
True.
Yeah, for the Joker works. It works because it's fitting for that character.
Yeah. I know what you're coming from. Well, I'm I always call myself a purist, but I'm not sure if that's a positive thing to say, because purists are, cannot go away from what's new or different. But I just prefer almost originals, because it was at that time original. And I don't mind if people change stuff, for the better or maybe in a different way. But somehow I always come back to the origin stories or to the heroes or villains that I grew up with, when it comes to superheroes, like Galactus, like Darksyde, like, like Superman. They changed his stories and his parents so much, when it comes to how with costumes and demeanor and I don't know, it's just leave it how it is. It's a classic origin story, like Superman. Superman, for me personally, he is the ultimate Superman for me. He's the perfect he's the superhero for me. He came from a different planet that blew up. He lost everything. He's the ultimate immigrant. he raised by Earth's parents that loved them very much, and ultimately became the superhero that we all know and love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that regard, that you like the origin stories, the originals, usually thought up in the 50s or 60s or even 40s.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Are there some origin stories you really think, yeah, but these I like them, but they are really outdated? Coming
That's
from
actually a
you're
good question.
matured, we gained more insight. I think we are less naive than we were in the 60s.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, like gamma radiation. That
Yeah.
was kind of mystical back then, but now we know it's just radioactivity. So no one turns into this green monster.
I don't know if it's outdated, because it was a product of its time. It was
Yeah.
radiation. It was failed experiments and
But
maybe
you
something
would do it
from another universe. Yeah.
nowadays. You would do it with altered DNA. We're so far.
Yeah, and cloning and
Clone,
etc.
yeah, and there are some other we gained insight more in the universe. You have the dark matter, the dark particles. You can, that's also seems mystical, just saying this to a regular person. You can
Yeah,
make
I
the
know what you're
stories
saying.
with our new insights and things like that.
What
And
what
5G. I bet we can make a new superhero.
Oh yeah. Don't we have
Contaminated
internet
with
gas or
5G.
something somewhere? Don't we have internet gas?
Internet gas, yeah.
Did we say hello to Ryu, by the way? Ryu is
Yeah,
here.
Rio was here,
No,
right?
how are you?
Hey
Hello,
Rio.
Ryu.
Sorry if we missed you, man. And Mr. David Feed is also here.
David Feed. Hey, David.
Hey. Awesome.
Feed.
Yeah, what I don't like, and maybe that's my personal preference. When I was younger, I learned by reading the Fantastic Four, about atoms, molecules, science at some point, and those were more out of this world science for me. Like also gamma radiation, right, or cosmic radiation, and that speaks to my imagination. But if we are, say, but since we are living with social media and internet, everything is out there. At that time, I didn't know what a particle accelerator was, but that name for me was so exciting. Oh man, this guy or this woman gets her powers or his powers from a particle accelerator. She's super strong. So the science is explainable, but also for me mysterious. But now it's everything you can find out with a push of a button, and people want to put the finger on everything. So for instance, what I'm trying to say here, if a person is created with modern science, let's say genetics, then they say, well, this is not possible because if you combine this genetic with that genetic, it wouldn't mind, and that character would die, and blah 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 blah. I said, come on, it's comics, just take it all in, right?
Yes.
And we know that when somebody gets bombarded with gamma radiation, he or she would die. Yeah, but it speaks so much to the imagination that a scientist wants to save a young boy, get bombarded by the gamma bomb, and then transform himself into the Hulk, his inner rage. And that's what I like about gamma radiation. It always manifests in different ways. I mean, that's how it's explained then with the abomination. And we have the harpy. We have a lot of, like the leader, became an intellectual. You have all green skin or different skin, but they manifesting themselves in other ways, right? And that's what I like. That's the quote unquote mystery, or the fake science, if you will.
Yeah.
Instead of explaining everything from A till Z.
Well,
I think
you can still have that nowadays. You still have nowadays. Science doesn't know everything, and you can still have pick up theories. Just some scientists or creative people have theories about something that's not proven. It's just they picked up somewhere, and you can use that in your story. And even we're living in the middle of we were living in the middle of a pandemic, and it feels like the last 1 year and a half feels like a comic. You were living in a comic because at first there was a threat where you were scared or not scared, whatever. And then during the story, until we're here, this origin story of the virus got retconned, retconned
Yeah.
several times, and it still is not clear how it works, or
Mhm.
we're still in this story. So even though nowadays with all those insights we have and explanations after a click of the button, because you have a lot of YouTube movie videos that explain stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
you can still have mystics and mystery
Yeah.
about certain things.
Okay.
And
Like
you know-
quantum mechanics, for example. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's very
we
interesting.
know a lot, but
You know, like
there's
the Blue
impressive.
Marvel from Marvel, that he has a very knowledgeable insight of quantum mechanics, etc. It's his background. So I have a question for you, Roland, and also you, Dave. What is name a character that's a new origin, in modern day times, that you think, hey, this is shit, or it's good.
It can be an old origin story, but viewed
Sure.
with modern eyes. You mean, or
Yeah, no. So
or it has to be a modern origin story.
right, that the last thing. I mean,
So,
Spider-Man,
starting-
is bit by a radioactive spider. Bruce Banner's getting bombarded by gamma. Fantastic Four by cosmic rays. Radiation, like the UFOs. Great villain team, by the way. It's my opinion. But maybe there is a modern hero or villain that you say, oh man, this origin story is so cool, or not.
Yeah, the most recent that I know is Luther Strode. And
Is that
he
from
has
comics?
he's like crazy strong, and he can take a lot of damage. And his origin is basically that he figured out how to train to make himself superhuman. You have to go through some regiment, some training regiment, very strict, and only a few people in the world can do it.
It sounds
And-
like a manga.
Yeah, it has, yeah, but it is, it's very cool and very gory. It's a cool comic book, man.
If you mean this one, Luther Strode.
Wait. Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
nice.
Yeah.
That's the most recent one that I can remember.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. For me, I have to think harder. I'm more into the television series of the superheroes now, and some of the origin stories of those are really like almost similar as we already know. Invincible, for example, I like the I didn't read the comic, but I saw the cartoon.
Yeah.
It is kind of a Superman origin story, kinda, and mix them with some elements. But and also the boys, for example, they got their powers through kind of super serum, kinda. Also, we had it in Captain America. So I kind of go with Jupiter Ascending. I like that their origin story.
Yeah.
I think that not the way how they gain the powers. I don't think that's per se part of the origin story. Like they said, origin stories are also about trauma, and usually the trauma triggers their personality, and the accident or chance triggers their powers. And from Jupiter Ascending, I really like how the characters came together, why how they had to struggle with each other to form this group.
Right.
And they were totally different personalities. They were not fitting together. And the way they received the powers was a kind of, an alien artifact.
Don't spoil it too much. We have some people watching.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's weird to spoil an origin story, because usually origin stories are the first part of the story.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it. Sorry, guys. But I think that one was really nice thought of, because of how to get there, the journey, to the powers.
Soul Iron says, my favorite origin story in comics that I came by in recent years, not from a hero, but a suit he wears Batman Hellbat armor. You know that, Marinus?
I believe so. I believe it was from the death metal or black metal event. Let me Google it real quick before I
Yeah,
get something.
completely missed that.
Wasn't there a manga character that had a blue suit? It was how was it called? Was it with the G or something?
Guyver.
Guyver, yeah.
Right.
Wasn't
Yeah,
that
that's
also a character that gave through his suit powers?
yeah.
And the same with this new Marvel spider character called Arana. She
Oh, but
also
that's an
has
old
this.
one, right?
Yeah, no,
Arana.
well, old 2000s. Even
Yeah, it's
not
old.
even. Well, still in comics terms, pretty modern. And she
Yeah.
had this gauntlet, like the Witchblade kind of thing.
I believe. Let me share the screen. I believe
Oh wait,
so.
so Iron says it's not from Dark Knight metal
No.
or black
No.
metal.
No.
Okay.
It's okay. Let me share the
I
screen.
don't know it, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I remember it vaguely. So I believe this is what he means. This was the Hellbat armor suit. I'm not sure which event it was because I don't follow Batman at all. I just follow bits and pieces. Yeah, it looks really cool, by the way.
Yeah.
The problem with Bat armor is
It's
that
really badass.
I always compare it to other suits, right? I mean, I think Batman should be fast, strong, agile, not dependent on a robot suit like Iron
Yeah,
Man.
it gets too much like Iron Man quickly with Batman.
Yes. So he needs an
Yeah.
upgrade. Oh, let's do a suit, right? Like,
No, let's
like-
not do it suit. Batman should
like
rely
this,
on his own
right?
strength and prowess and not on too much technology. That's why we have Iron Man.
Exactly.
Batman have gimmicks and gadgets, but he doesn't have a whole power robot suit. I think that's not Batman for me, to be
No,
honest.
indeed. I mean, Batman is, something like this. Well, this is very old school, but you know what I mean.
It's very campy.
Yeah. like this one, right? Just the suit and his beautiful blue cape, because this is my favorite Batman. With the yellow and not this one. I mean, I must say it looks cool, but no, this is way too modern for me. Or maybe an old man that I'm out of touch. That could be also.
I like touches on a nice comment about Daredevil, origin story. I have it here, the first issue of Daredevil, well, the Dutch version at least.
Really?
And Daredevil had different origin stories as well. I think the most accepted one was reconned by Frank Miller, I believe. That he went into this training with Stick and trained with ninjas, and they did the same thing with Batman. Batman training with the Dark League, also trained by ninjas.
Yeah, true. And
you have some
similarities there.
Similarities within characters as well. And I don't know if you also mentioned this, Dave, the origin story of a character getting trained by a group of ninjas.
Yeah, was
apparently
Green
that's the
not
thing.
trained by ninjas or something?
Elektra also as well.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And Iron Fist, by the Kunlun.
Oh yeah. And Shang-Li probably.
Shang-Chi, yeah.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah. Too many secret societies.
So what to you? You asked this question earlier, Marinus. What is the most stupid origin story or category?
Well, stupid, maybe stupid funny, but that's probably on purpose. I believe Lobo, the last Khazarnian.
But then it's really on purpose.
Yeah, it's stupid. I mean, Lobo killed his whole. He did extinction level.
Complete
murder.
genocide of
genocide on his whole people because he wants to be unique, and now we have his daughter.
To be honest, it's an original origin story.
For
And
Lobo.
within the world of that character, I don't think it's stupid at all. Of course, like this character, like Deadpool, is a kind of stupid character, if you would say
I
that.
cannot stand Deadpool anymore.
So but then the origin story is a perfect fit for the character.
Yeah,
But
the
I
Lobo,
get what
the
you're
Lobo
saying.
origin story is pretty cool. Yeah.
I have a better one. One of my favorite characters has the most awful origin stories.
Okay.
Spider-Woman. Jessica
Spider-
Drew.
Jessica
What,
Drew, right?
Jessica Drew, you know that she's been injected by that serum?
Injected and later got into Hydra, and then it got reconned because he was part of a high evolutionary. No, the first origin story, I think she was born from a spider or something. She wasn't human. She was a spider.
Oh,
And she was
never
formed
knew.
in a spider. Her origin story is so
Very
convoluted
confusing. Yeah.
and confusing, and it got reconned, I think, 4 times.
Yeah, at least.
Even she started with one, I think, a team up or a Marvel one shot,
2 and 1.
and then the characters became pretty cool, popular, so they decided to give her own series. But then they hired a writer because the original origin story wasn't good enough. So they had to pump out Spider-Woman pretty quickly because there was a rights issues regarding her name. So they needed to release her character name somewhere. And then she had the most stupid origin story. So some writer cleverly tried to retcon it. But that was also stupid and weird. And you had the high evolutionary. And when the high evolutionary gets into play, you lose me. That character is so stupid. And his band of half humans, half animals on this mountain.
Human, or I don't know what the origin is. But,
and then I think
Knights of Wooddragor.
And the latest retcon was by Bendis. Well, then it shouldn't be better. And it didn't get any better because I think he kind of wrote in that everything from the previous retcons and the origin stories were just a figment of her imagination put in there by Hydra. Come on.
Yeah, it was all over the place. I mean, wasn't it the same with, maybe less complicated with Electro, that he was an electrician and then he got struck by lightning while he's fixing some electrical cables and then he got electrical powers, something like that.
Yeah, I think this is the problem with characters that they just introduce and they don't really know what's to do with them. And later on they try to fix it. The same with Donna Troy.
Oh yeah, that was confusing as hell.
Yeah, no one knew what's to do with the character, so they had to think of some origin for her to set her apart from Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
it wasn't good.
The one that I like, I remember it, but I'm not a fan of the character, Beta Ray Bill. He was a modified Corbinite. They modified him to fight, I believe, enemies. I'm not sure of this origin. And then he got into fight with 4, but 4 was not available. And then he need to fight 4, I don't know, for something. And then he beat 4. And then he was worthy of, being a Thunder God. So they made him a new hammer, and he became Beta Ray Bill, the Thunder God, of the Thunder Horse, something like that. But he's not born into being a Thunder God. He needs to. He was worthy because he's battling 4, and he actually won. Did he won? Yeah, he won. Yeah, he beat 4. Yeah.
Is it doesn't matter?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, to be honest.
So Alex says Miles Morales has a great origin story. I don't really remember the origin story of Miles.
Wasn't that the same as Peter?
I believe
a little bit
was.
different.
I don't remember.
Wasn't because he's from the Ultimate Universe, so he was bitten by a spider created by Norman Osborn. Modified.
I'm not entirely sure. I don't follow Miles.
Or got Peter Essence, the spider totem, gone from Peter to Miles Morales.
Right.
I remember that part with the spider totems, and God, I mean, they were desperate.
Well,
The problem is with new origins is they are all copies of what came before. You know, we have now a Kid Nova. As far as I know, Nova got his powers by an alien. You know, transforming. I don't know. He was been hit also by. It's just like with Kyle Rayner. You know, he got the magic ring, and I believe the Nova Core. Richard Rider. Is it Richard Rider? Is his name? I believe so, but I'm not totally sure. But he the power is in him, but somehow the Kid Nova has the power because the helmet says something. I don't know. It's just all over the place. And then we have, of course, that stupid Miss Marvel with the rubber hands. Come on, that's stupid. And then we have
she's a mutant.
The so-called not so daughter of the Wasp, but he was, I don't know, her cousin. I have no clue, but it sucks.
But touching upon, we were talking about the spider totem and having origins in mystical fashion.
Yeah,
I kind of like that. Maybe not per se with Spider-Man. I like Spider-Man, not that he's the one or the chosen. I like Spider-Man because he can be an everyday person.
Yeah,
and the totem story kind of didn't do that. But I like that there are these ancient forces and they got bestowed on somebody else. Like I like the Juggernaut in that sense, or I like these really ancient powers and they inhabit somebody.
Yeah, right.
Shouldn't always be the one, because it would be very nice that if somebody gained that power and he's the most awkward and clumsy or whatever person.
Yeah, but it's okay. You can also throw it back to more the simple. Like, I don't want to hang on with the whole Spider-Man theme because there's a lot of cool origins. But let's go to some villains, like Hammerhead, who has got a metal plate in his head, makes him all square, and he's become a crime boss. That's so cool. Right?
Yeah, that one is good.
Yeah.
I think we should.
Very simple, but works.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can just skip the superheroes and go to the villains.
Right.
I think the villain, they focus so much attention to try to write an origin story for the superheroes.
Yeah.
And the villains are, just bypassers.
Oof.
And I think, and they don't pay too much attention for that, but they have the best origin stories, the villains.
Yeah, I mean, Rhino, right? I mean, you said Rhino has made him a minor character, but somehow he got into costume, but the costume cannot,
Get loose of him.
Yeah, and then he needs surgical and money to get surgical operation to get him off him. That's so cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also the Scorpion, to be honest, kind of the same issue.
Yeah,
but he's so
created by Jonah Jameson,
Yeah, and he was super mad at Jonah.
Yeah,
because of that. And these characters lost these traits through the years. I don't think I saw a recent version of Scorpion being that mad at Jonah.
No, yeah, I missed that. And Mysterio as well. He's being a filmmaker with special effects, and then he turned him into crime. That's so cool. He made a very cool. I mean, I believe, in my opinion, Mysterio, the comic Mysterio version, has one of the best gimmicks and costumes there is. But they don't want to go into that. But they softened him up now, and they are friendly with him. He's becoming one of the good guys or something. Okay, well, let's not go into that.
I'm not a fan of the current Spider-Man in the MCU.
Okay.
But the Vulture, they did pretty good with his origin. He made use of the alien technology to build the suit.
Yeah,
the alien technology from the previous movies, from the Avengers.
Let's continue.
That was pretty clever. Yeah.
I kind of like the Mysterio origin in the MCU as well. And I really loved that Mysterio came up in screen wearing this mocap suit with all the triangles. You have the triangles is a kind of thing in the original suit of Mysterio, and they incorporated it in the mocap. I really thought it was really good thought of, and it was more kind of a team effort, not only one person, because special effects you make with the team. It did make me think a bit about the Ultimate Universe Deadpool. That was not a one person, that was also a group, I believe, a group of mercenaries calling themselves Deadpool, but I could be mistaken. But I like that they take a character, original character, and just not copy paste it, but this is a group effort. There's not one character.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. If you do an origin story, if you transfer it to movie, you have to do it correctly sometimes, because it's the details. Like the Green Lantern. The Green Lantern is kind of the chosen one. The Ring picked him because he was fearless, right? And I'm not sure if they translated that well into the movie, because he was this guy who took too many chances, and I don't know, it didn't work. Why would the Ring pick this guy from the movie? You know, this asshole. I didn't really get it. And one of the most stupid origins was from Shazam.
Which one?
Yeah.
Shazam itself?
All of them. Yeah. I don't get into the whole Shazam.
Billy Batson just walks in some cave, and he meets this ancient wizard, and he says, "You're Shazam now," and then he is. It's really cheap. It's not that creative, you know. I think.
Yeah.
Here's my theory about the Marvel's mutants. My theory is that at some point, creating origins is tough. Thinking of new origins every time. At some point, I think Stan Lee and Jack Kirby said, "Fuck it, they're just born with their powers now," you know.
Yeah.
Well, that is actually on point. They said it. Stan Lee said this outright. He said, "Yeah, they are just born with powers."
Speaking of terrible origins, about modern comics, let me share it. And then share my screen. Here we go. I mean, do you remember this one? Children of the Atom? They basically are the Cyclops, the Jean Grey, Angel, Gambit. They put this actually out. And of course, they're all diverse, because the Cyclops girl is, of course, gay. I mean, what else can I do with her?
Here we go. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean,
Yeah.
All right.
and these are so-called mutants or something, or not?
Yeah. Just go on, Marinus. I'll prepare myself.
I
You're
need to
getting
write
ready.
I need
Okay,
to
here
write
we
it
go.
down. This is terrible. This is just terrible. I mean, remember the time that a mutant has only one power, and they were unique because they were mutants? Every mutant has a different power,
Mm-hmm.
and now a lot of these mutants have the same power, or two powers, and one mutant has one power, and other mutant has two powers. It's all just a mess. It's just a mess. I mean,
Yeah,
Cyclops,
you know there are too many duplicate powers now.
right?
Too many people with similar powers. Yeah, that's I don't see the point of introducing characters that are based on other characters that we already know.
I mean, there's so many characters now. I mean, look at this bullshit. What you see in this panel, a lot of them are unrecognizable. Well, except for these one, this is probably a very bad.
Hero Geek has to go.
Oh,
Hey man,
too
thanks.
bad.
Oh, okay, man.
Thanks for dropping by, man.
You
Hey,
can
see you
watch
next
us
time.
later.
Bye.
Bye.
There's so many characters now, and we don't know who what is, because they all created them. They made some kind of a story of event with them, and then they dropped them, and they introduce another one. another team, another villains, and they go on and on and on and on. And there is so many of them. There's so many of them. It's crazy. Yeah, well. Sorry, that was my rant.
Yeah, that's
Oh
fine.
yeah, we're back again.
Yeah. Okay, let
No,
me.
but I really think it's really lame. Hey, where did he go?
I don't know.
He had this rant and he just ran.
Yeah.
I did my thing.
Rant and ran.
No, but I really, really think that nowadays with these similar characters that are almost the same as the original characters, like you were showing, Marinus,
Yeah.
is that they know they can't touch the original characters and they
Yeah,
can't
exactly.
really change them. So they make a similar one and then they can change the fuck with them.
Mhm.
Like this week, the son of Superman turns out to be gay. Whatever, I'm happy
Yeah.
for him. But the media picks up that Superman came out as gay because it's super important for media to have this coverage, but actually it's the son. And who cares about the son? It's like this duplicate of Superman. Nobody cares, nobody buys. And because we already have a Superman, why would we have a son of Superman? And we have another kid, Superboy in the black t-shirt.
Yeah,
Is also
it's
a
Connell,
son,
the
kind of a
clone.
Superman.
Yeah.
So who cares?
I mean,
And
that's
I read an article in a newspaper
too
that
much.
that's or not read because you had to pay. I couldn't read everything, but they were kind of saying, this forced diversity is actually counterproductive.
It is.
So and that's what they want to do with these cheap knockoff, because these are knockoff characters of original characters, and they can do whatever. They can just flip and change their whole personality.
Yeah.
And
I mean, we have Superman, right? We have Superman Prime or Superboy Prime, who is actually at least a cool character. I mean, he's pretty strong. We have Con-El, the clone. We have now John Kent. Am I forgetting someone? Supergirl. we have-
Bizarro.
Yeah, Bizarro, right? I just too many Superboys, too many Robins, too many Wolverines, too many Spider-Mans. It takes away all of the. It takes away.
Robin,
from
I can understand. Robin is
okay.
a kind of moniker,
Yeah.
And you have Dick Grayson, you have each Robin is a really different character, a really different
Yeah,
personality.
I agree with that. I
I
agree.
don't think they're knockoffs of the previous one because you still that I really like of DC, that Robin evolved and got out of the shadow of Batman and became Nightwing.
True.
And so Batman had to pick a new Robin.
Yeah.
I like that. And then you're going to kind of the heritage origin stories. I really like those. If done right, written well, I like those heritage origin stories.
Well, yeah, but now we have Aquaman, and at that time we have Aqua Boy, or was it? Yeah, was it Aqua Lad? Sorry, and that became, I forgot his name, but he went into the Teen Titans. He was a great character. He also became some kind of a sorcerer or a magician, or has some kind of a magical powers. He disappeared, and now we have a new Aqualad. And guess what? He's black and gay. Right?
So
I don't care if he's somebody black and gay. I really don't care. But it's always the same. Just come up with something new. It seems that I think that's it's cool. But the new Aqualad, he's actually the son of Aquaman's enemy called the Black Manta or Black Manta. I think that's cool. I mean, it's ironic, but I rather that, I don't know. For me, is that when the Black Manta has a son, finds him and corrupts him and become, I don't know, maybe another Black Manta character, not the X-Saying, but someone else, instead of hey, we need a new Aqualad, boys. The Teen Titans guy, well, that's not interesting. Too white. Hey, let's have a black one and make him gay. Stuff like that. And that's so unoriginal. Just come up with something new, right?
that takes
and
again, work, man.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Dave, but stating that the person or a character is gay, trans, or black, or white, or whatever, isn't an origin story. It is not defining a character.
Exactly.
Stop doing that.
Make a compelling character. Interesting.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter if
being
someone's
gay
gay
is
or
not a
black. Doesn't
character.
matter.
That doesn't form your personality or how you
Yeah.
respond to certain things, or why do you make the choices you do.
Exactly.
It's different per person. It's a part of a character. It doesn't sexuality or preferences are not part of that.
Yeah.
And the skin as well. If you want to have certain
Mhm.
character traits, and they want to and you want to for example make them poor or rich, you don't need to attach a skin to it or whatever. That the origin is that this character was brought up in a rich or a poor family, not in a black or white family,
Yeah.
or conservative or progressive family. Maybe that more because it attached that to the way of thinking of a character, but
Right.
not the color of your skin. It's more about the heritage or your where you brought up, where you were grown into, where you brought up with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, man. This is when I write, I make comic books for people that don't know. And when I make characters, they are not complete until I know uh, why they need to exist in my universe. So no duplicates. Their own character with their own story, their
Right.
own origin, and their own reason for being. Um, and nowadays it seems like mainstream comics, you don't need that no more. You just have this character. It's based on something popular. You say it's gay. Done.
Yeah.
That's it. So, and you can still make original new origin stories. You just
Yeah.
have to work for it. You have to think about it. You have to be creative.
Yeah.
You have to work hard, and then you earn your stripes.
I
You
mean,
just
for
don't take it. You
Yeah.
don't take stuff from somebody else. You have to work for it. You have to earn it.
just like Alec is saying, we have Cyborg, who is a person who was very, on the brink of death, and then his father, assembled him, and he became a robot man. He became Cyborg, and like with Raven, she is the son of a demon called Trigon, of a son. I mean, a daughter, and she has some evil in her as well. And when it comes to Cyborg, he is very ashamed about how he looks. He feels insecure because he feels that he is robbed of his humanity, and then eventually became a great hero because he accepts that he is he's not a half a man, he's a whole man, and that's his mechanical body parts make him a great hero, right? I like this. That's why I'm a big fan of older comics. There's so much in it, and those origin, and you can say, well, we have of course the Robin, we have even what's her name, Terra, who became later a villain. She infiltrated the Teen Titans. She was, I believe, the sister of Geo Force, who came from Markovia, who was some kind of a geomancer, earth powers, and she was corrupted by the Terminator, right? And it was a great storyline. Yeah, he is the one who corrupted her, but she always has the evil in her as well. All of these people, except for maybe Wonder Girl, is all great, and Kid Flash maybe, all great origin stories, or fun origin stories. Let's.
And the art is amazing at
Yeah,
that time
Josh
of the Teen
Ferris's
Titans.
art.
I didn't know that she was a kind of infiltrator. I really liked her as a kid. I was reading the Teen Titans, and I liked Robin, and Cyborg at that moment I didn't care much about, but I liked Raven a lot, and I liked this girl with she had a bit weird haircut, but it was really 80s.
Mhm.
But she was very young, and you don't see that young characters that a lot. I was also quite a fan of Kitty Pryde, the young years at the X-Men.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I really liked
Yeah,
those
the John
characters.
Byrne
I
years.
didn't know she was an infiltrator, but I think that's so cool because she's so young. You think, oh, she doesn't have a lot of background or baggage, and then having this twist on the Titans is really strong writing, I have to say.
Yeah. So, are you trolling me again? you, you
Of
sneaky
course
bastard.
not. Soul is
Now he's very, very serious.
serious.
The Groene Kabouter, the Green Goblin.
Alec asks, "What do you guys think of Black Panther?" Fun fact: Stan Lee said he was unaware of the civil rights group with the same name.
Yeah.
Yeah, could
Um,
be. I
Well,
mean,
the
come
Black
on.
Panther is on animal, so that's what he's
Well,
based on, not the group.
Panther.
yeah.
Yeah.
Panther is an animal, and because he was probably black,
No,
because
it's a
the
Black
superhero
Panther.
names at the time were simple, you know.
And we had a Black Goliath at one point, right? He was Goliath, but then black. Call him Black Goliath. Yeah.
Well,
So,
Green Goblin, you know, the character's green and he looks like a goblin, so you call him the Green Goblin. There's a character, it looks like a panther, he's black, so black costume, not skin, also skin, but you know, just call him Black Panther.
yeah.
It's simple. The times were simpler then.
Yeah.
And I really think they didn't have all the knowledge. Like Marina said, nowadays you can, you know, almost too much
Yeah,
about
too
what's
much.
happening in the world. At that time, you were more naive what's happening on the other part of the world, so you didn't know.
Here we go. This is
What's
Cornell, in the t-shirt. I prefer that he has his costume on. I didn't like the whole t-shirt look, but it was a face, right?
He has a costume. I
Yeah.
only thought he had this shirt.
Really?
Yeah,
Let me show you. Come on. Did you know
I
that?
liked him in the Titans television show. I really liked that show actually.
Oh man, the original, his origin story. I mean, his comic was pretty cool. He looked like. Let me share the screen again.
Let me say hi to Renarchy. Welcome, man.
Hey, Reneke, how you doing?
Yo
man?
yo yo
Yo, yo,
yo.
yo.
Yo, yo, yo. It
Brianna,
was a really a
wait.
'90s thing. I mean, with the whole costume and the
Brianna
jacket.
says Kitty Pryde and Kurt Wagner have always been my favorite characters in most versions that I know. Okay.
This was
Yeah,
his
they're pretty cool.
original costume, and the comic was pretty cool as well. He was more young and cocky. You
Is
know,
it the same character?
this is the same character. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. It was the character that sprung from the death of Superman,
I
and
thought
then
he was
a
gay.
clone of half a clone of
Yeah,
Lex
yeah.
Luthor. Yeah, and then
But
later
I thought he
became
was gay
this.
at the time.
Yeah. And then he looked like this, put on a t-shirt and you're done, right? But he looked normally like this.
I think the T-shirt version is just simpler and it appeals to much more to the audience at that time.
Yeah,
to
I
young
don't know.
audiences.
His original
He
costume
looks
was a classic.
cooler. Just simple T-shirt, black T-shirt.
Really? Well, I disagree, but that doesn't matter. we agreed to disagree. I always liked his outfit. It was very 90s. And I also lost his stupid goggles because at that time he hadn't heat vision yet. So they gave him a goggle so he can generate it, but he just only wore it for a couple of issues.
Cyclops gave him his goggles.
Probably, not entirely sure, but
So original.
The 90s with all the jackets,
Oh man,
Yeah, and then the
They don't do that no more.
shoulder paddings.
Nope.
Yeah,
But that Superboy was. I mean, it was something new. It was something different.
Well, we had a Superboy before, but then that was a young version of Superman, and I was always so confused because I thought Superman gained his powers later when he came into adulthood, and then you had this Superboy when he was young. I was always so confused with DC Comics.
Yeah, he had Superboy adventures, and then later, and he also has Superman adventures. But they, how do you say, changed everything, because it was all too confusing. That I believe when John Byrne took over, they gave Superman a completely new, quote unquote, new origin story. It was more vulnerable, not overpowered, because the Superman stories from the 70s, 60s, well, let's say 70s, well, crazy bonkers. Those were crazy days. What do you think about Let me check. And I'm not sure if you are familiar with these guys. Doom Patrol.
Right. What's their origin?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. I just got this whole thing. What I know, this is Robot Man. I believe he has a robot brain, a human brain, and a robot body. We have a girl that can make herself big, like a giant. We have a guy that is, I believe, made of antimatter or something, and that only bandages, like a mummy can hold him together. And what do we have more? There was another one.
The like with the Flash origin story you explained, and also with Doom Patrol. I watched the Doom Patrol TV series,
Yeah,
and I
is it
think
good?
DC has a pretty good, accurate take on the Flash origin story and the
I
Doom
need a
Patrol
bit.
origin
I need a
stories.
bit more time, Marinus.
Sorry.
Right.
Yeah, there are some obscure characters. Oh, wait. Let me show you one of my favorite from lately. This is here, Justice League Task Force with John Johns and Barry and the Flash, and we have the Gypsy and Aquaman. Great stuff, man. This is a great comic. I didn't know I liked it so much. Yeah.
So, but about origins, do you guys know a series called "What If Stan Lee Created the DC Universe"?
Yeah, I heard of it. I think I saw some stuff. I didn't
like it much.
it didn't appeal to me.
No, me neither.
Okay, but apparently I haven't read it, but apparently he changed all the origin stories for every character.
Yeah.
So that was quite the challenge, I can imagine.
Was not my thing. I mean, there were some cool stories. I mean, the Superman one has the Sal Buscema cover. I really like that, by the way. I also like the Wonder Woman thing, but the Batman and everything else. No, that didn't appeal to me at all. What I do like, what is this one? The original Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze.
Oh, badass!
Yeah. Do you know this character?
Of course.
Yeah.
What is your opinion about his origin?
He made a deal with the devil, right? I can't remember the details. Really?
He made a deal with the devil so nobody could remember his secret identity, and he lost his marriage with his wife because of the deal, right?
What I've known is that I believe his father was dying, and he made or his wife. One of you, it gets it when you. So.
Yeah, and he didn't really react on my comment about the devil deal.
Yeah. Let me look it up. I believe his father was dying, or his would-be girlfriend at the time. Ghost Rider origin. And then he made a deal with Mephisto, but at the time it was not Mephisto or just the devil. It's not that catch. What's Johnny Blaze? Yes, Johnny Blaze.
Dave, what do you know about the change while Marinus is looking this up? What do you know about the change origin story Stan Lee did for DC? Then do you know some?
No, not much. I know that the Wonder Woman version was a completely different character. She was not Diana Prince. She wasn't Amazonian. She was someone, as I can remember, someone who worked at some excavation site where they dug up ancient artifacts, and she came into contact with one of these artifacts and got the power of the sun god.
All right,
cool.
And the other ones, I'm not sure, man. It's
according to Renacre, Batman was a pro wrestler before.
Oh right, yeah.
What?
That's what he said. Yeah.
And what do you know about Superman? The one that's most iconic. What did Stan Lee made of that?
Let me look it up for a moment. Apparently, he was still from Krypton, so Kryptonian, and he was a policeman, the Kryptonian police force.
Okay.
Okay.
Law and order,
Uh,
protect the surf.
he
The
used
American way.
a flying harness and managed to capture a dangerous criminal in a teleportation lab. The criminal sent Solden. That was the real name, Solden, so not Kal-El. And on a one-way trip to Earth. Okay,
All right.
I like the other one better, personally. What?
Ryu mentions Glory. What do you guys know of Glory?
Glory.
She was
was
an
kind of
Amazonian
a-
warrior. Her father
Yeah, it
was
was
the
kind of
Dark
the
Lord of
knockoff
the
of
underworld.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was
but
the,
was he
version
from
of Wonder Woman?
from Top Cow or Image Comics? Glory?
No, Extreme Studios.
Extreme Studios. Yeah, from what's his name?
Liefeld.
Yeah, Rob Liefeld.
You're not a fan, Marinus?
Nope.
Yeah.
He can't draw backgrounds at all. Every comic he does, well, maybe not in his early 90s, but later is just always no backgrounds, no backgrounds, no backgrounds.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I was
Lazy.
I was
It's just lazy. It's just fucking lazy.
yeah, I need to Google her.
Well, they did a
her
good reimagining her, and I
costume.
like the new Glory way, way better than Wonder Woman Glory.
Yeah, the old one's basically Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave it to Liefeld to be very original.
Like not. Everything he creates is copies or clones.
Yeah,
Costumes are lame, design are lame, very simple, no backgrounds. People always refer him because he was a big influence in the 90s and then nowadays. And yeah, probably true, but you can't draw for shit. He sells comics because of the name, but he can draw for shit. He can't draw. But there are people that are liking his style, and that's okay. But if I'm buying his comic, it's just always the same angle, always the same poses. There's no kinetic energy. There's no backgrounds. It's just boring for me personally.
Okay. So,
That's
do you
cool.
guys have favorite origin stories? If so,
Time to choose.
Do we have multiple choice then?
yeah, of course.
Favorite.
I was, and I'm still very intrigued by the Witchblade origin story.
Yeah, I can see
Right.
that.
Of the original, I don't know if they reconned it, but there was this trinity, of ancient artifacts. Here we go
Yeah.
again, the ancient
Darkness,
powers.
the Angelus, and the
Yeah.
Witchblade.
And I thought it was really cool. And again, the blade is kind of her power, the Witchblade, but it's also the origin is also because of the personality and characters of the character, basically. And Sarah, I really thought Sarah was a great character to receive this Witchblade unreluctantly. And I don't. At one point they went wild, and then they lost me because I liked the very down to earth setting with this ancient or alien artifacts. I liked that story and that origin story. I will tend to forget the darkness and the other one, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
from modern
Okay.
times, I like that one.
All right. That's a tough question, man.
It
Hey,
is.
Eastland's here. Welcome,
Good.
Eastland.
Oh, Eastland Buckholder. Hey, how you doing?
Excellent.
Welcome.
Oh, if I can pick another one, I like Batman. Batman Beyond.
Yeah. Terry is his name, right?
What's his origin?
He doesn't have superpowers, so in that sense, he doesn't has an origin story as you gain superpowers. I think it's more he was chosen by Bruce Wayne. I think Bruce Wayne couldn't fight anymore, and he saw
Yeah, he was
something in
old.
him, I believe, that I don't know what. It's been a long time. I only watched the television show, and but he has such a cool attitude. He has such a cool costume, and he's fighting Bruce about it and
Yeah.
trying to do good. His attitude just gets into the way, and I think that's a perfect, written character, that his own personality gets in the way of his doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a maybe cool character. And I don't know the origin story in that sense, but the origin story is just maybe simple, and I like
Mhm.
just simple origin stories. They don't
Yeah,
need to be
me too.
convoluted.
It works.
Yeah,
It just
it
works.
just works. Like most supervillain origin stories works because they are simple, because they didn't put too much time into overthinking their origins.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Keep it simple. Ryu Maverick says my favorite has to be Iron Man and Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Daywalker.
Yeah,
Evil Ernie is one of my favorites. I don't know. I don't
Never
know
heard
the
of
origin
Ernie.
story for Evil Ernie.
I'm not. I know Evil Only, but I'm not sure how he came to be. Wasn't he raised from the dead by someone or something? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Me neither. But it's your favorite origin story, so you should have known.
No, it's not my favorite.
Oh, okay. Who is?
No, it's Ranaki's favorite. Look, Ranaki.
Oh, really? I'm sorry. I didn't watch the stream. Evil Ernie. I mean, he was an ally or maybe even a lover of Lady Death. And oh, by the way, Renaki, if you are a fan of Lady Death like characters on Kickstarter, there is now a Lady Death War Witch crossover. Looks really cool. Check that out. Coffin Comics is doing a lot of comics when it comes to Lady Death, putting out great comics. Let's say I'm not a big fan of Kickstarter, but it's the only way to get those comics nowadays. New comics, not all the ones. Yeah.
Oh wait, you. Sorry, man, I didn't know this.
Oh, it's still on.
This is the old
still
glory, but you need to find the new glory.
Yeah.
They completely reimagine her, and I think that's freaking fantastic.
There was a kind of this from one of the not big two publishers.
Yeah.
Also a big-chested girl with the American flag as a costume, and I thought her name was Glory, but I remember her, but I don't know.
Oh,
I can't
maybe.
find her.
It's a DC comic or
No. I think it's from Image or one of the Image labels at the 2000s.
wait a minute. Do you mean I'm going to share my screen? Just give me a second. Where is my button here?
Is a new Glory like buffed up
the-
emo character?
Yeah, the new Glory is really big
This one.
and manly. This one, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a sec. Yeah. I'm also now.
Yeah, the art is freaking fantastic. I read the comic. It's really good. She's strong. She's big. Looks more like an alien. Wait a minute. Where is she? Here.
And she fits current politics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the wrong glory.
I think I have a beautiful cover here ready to share.
Wait a minute. I just quit this. Just give me a sec. No, go away.
Look at that hair, nice.
Okay.
Okay. So what's the new origin for this one?
I have no clue. I forget.
All right.
I believe she was a daughter or something from, I don't know, some kind of an alien, blah, blah, blah. But the art, freaking fantastic, very detailed, extremely bloody. Highly recommend this one. Yeah.
Yeah, Ryu is right. The Glory comics are a bit weird. There was a missing issue. Yeah, issue 16. It can't be found. I don't have it either. It's weird.
Yeah.
So, anyway, okay, guys.
Wait a
we
minute.
miss-
Wait a minute, Dave. What is your favorite character or least favorite character?
The origin story
Yeah.
of the character.
When it
Yeah,
comes to origin story, yeah.
Yeah, that's very, very difficult. There is one of my own, of course. But
Sure. Perfect.
neglect that. So I do like characters that radically change, like the Hulk, for instance.
Yeah.
And I think instead of the Hulk, I like Abomination better, for the reason that he chose to be that. So we went
Yeah.
through the same process to become the Hulk also.
Yeah.
And
He was a Russian spy, huh?
yes,
Blonsky. Yeah. I love that
yes.
part. Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And I like the UFOs, which is basically the same
Yeah.
principle. The UFOs were for scientists who wanted to replicate the powers of the Fantastic Four. So they mimicked the same process. They went into space, got bombarded with cosmic radiation, fell down to Earth, and they adopted powers given to them by their vessel, by their ship. So it's explained in the first issue they appear in. It's a Hulk comic, and something happens with the gravitational field, for instance, and somehow Ironclad absorbs the hull.
Yeah, that
of
was
the
great.
of the ship, and he also gets these gravitational powers.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, it was really
I
good.
like that, when the Fantastic Four is coming up into in space, and you have these cosmic rays, and they gave them powers. I like that they expand on it, that in combination with the structure of the hull of the vessel, that determines the powers, basically, not only
Exactly,
the cosmic
so,
rays.
yeah.
And that's
Right.
it's a very clever way to explain why each has different powers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
That's pretty cool.
my favorite one of my favorites is Sinestro from the Green Lantern.
Ah.
Well, was Green Lantern.
I really thought you were going to say Ghost Rider.
Yeah. Also, it's also because I like darker
Yeah.
heroes.
Yes.
But Sinestro was the mentor or the teacher of Hal Jordan before when he just became Green Lantern. But Sinestro he looks things black and white. There's nothing in between. He is more like order in his mind. So he thinks that he can only win by doing what he thinks is right. And that makes him, he just came across the Yellow Lantern of Quart that became later the Fear Lantern, or the Fear, well, I want to say Green Lantern, but that's not true. The Yellow Lanterns. And he became basically a dictator. And he went from good to being bad, but now he's more like an anti-hero, but he is still the bad guy. I really love his origin story, and that how he went from a hero's path and then became eventually the villain for Hal Jordan, right? Well, because Hal Jordan looked up to him. They were friends, and now they are bitter sworn enemies. So instead of being from a good guy, from a bad guy, going to a good guy, it's the other way around, and he sticks by being a bad guy, right? It's not that some heroes say, "Hey, man, you are on the wrong path. Come back to the good side." No. He went from bad to worse. This is daughter, by the way.
Oh,
I thought I would put a female version of
No,
Sinestro
you can fool me, man.
just to mess with you.
I know this all too well. This is his daughter, also a great character, by the way. Yeah. She was
Cool.
also a Green Lantern. Yeah.
I thought he may be gender swapped.
No, not that I know of. Yeah. Yeah, he was a force to be reckoned with at the time, but now they made him a pussy again. I don't know, man.
too bad.
Yeah.
Too bad. Okay, let me see. Did we miss something in the chat? People are talking to each other.
Yeah, cool.
I
like that.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think, are there some origin stories we need to discuss, or is?
I don't know. I just like Dr. Octopus's origin. Simple.
Yeah.
Also failed experiment. his arms has a telepathic link bonded to his body. That's great.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he was also a diverse character because he has a fat body type. It was great.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
and the vulture, who was an old man, also diversity, right?
And Dr. Octopus had bad eyesight. He had glasses, also diversity.
Yeah, that's a good one, I believe. Yeah.
And he had a
Yeah,
weird
he was
haircut,
disabled.
so he was representing all the people who has a weird haircut.
Yeah, he has that bull haircut.
Yeah, so that's a good one.
Yeah.
In terms of favorite characters, I really like Supergirl as a character, especially
Yeah.
the new one. I think I have
Which
here.
one?
I like this origin story.
Okay. So with
And
okay, I got it.
but
Yep.
all the multiple versions of Supergirl in all those other worlds, also with all these origin stories, I got confused. I don't know. I just like her as a character. I think her origin story is also way too convoluted with all these clones or whatever machines he were. I thought he was just like this character that was sent in space to protect Clark Kent, but got lost in a black hole or whatever, and arrived later at Earth while Superman was already a grown man.
Yeah.
I think there was the original, but then again, I don't know.
I can answer that question for a part, not all of it. But first of all, Ryu, don't you mean Alistair Smith?
Yeah, from the Spider Slayers.
On Spider Slayers, I believe. Yeah. I love Kara Danvers as well, but I'm more, like I said, I'm more of an old school purist, whatever you can call it. Let me share a photo how she looked before she is, being changed so much. Share screen again. Here we go. Here, this was the one of the original Supergirls, and she has some great adventures. That was really cool. And I also like the part that she has some kind of a headband around her neck instead of this was she was also part of the Legion of Superheroes. This is more 70s stuff. I just like that. I just like this. And she has different costume. She was also a great character. But there was in a time when Superman and Supergirl was more, how do you say, silly, right? But like this. I mean, it's weird. But yeah, this is the modern super. But also she has the Supergirl from the 90s. This one I liked as well. That's also a clone or a proto.
Yeah, the one with the white shirt I really liked.
Yeah, that was fun too. But then there were too many at some point. I mean, there's I don't know how many Supergirls, and they don't know what to do with her. But this is your favorite, right? This one.
Yeah, I have it now on my screen. But to be honest, drawn by Michael Turner.
Yeah, who is unfortunately passed away. Yeah.
Yes.
He was a great artist.
It just the way he draws the characters, and I thought it was really nice. Nice origin story with Batman and Superman. And I think they went back to a simpler origin story again. I just like those better.
Cool. Alec is also a DC nut like me. More. Yeah, Linda Danvers, great. Yes, she's cool. Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Yeah, there are so many characters we can discuss, like Doctor Strange.
He went to Tibet, right? And then studied the dark arts because his hands were, damaged.
Yeah.
It was great
That
stuff.
was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
And original. Yeah.
And Captain America.
Super Soldier Serum. Yeah, nice one.
Yep.
Yeah.
We talked about Daredevil with the chemicals in his eyes.
Yeah. Also.
Yeah, and later, of course, being trained by Stick and ninjas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, but he got his visionary powers, or his how do you say his what's the word I'm looking for? The taste and the hearing and the radar vision.
The senses. The
powers. Yeah, he got the powers there, and I think he got his personality basically in the retcon of Miller.
Mm-hmm.
because that, like I said before, you have the origin story is not only about receiving powers. It's also, I think Spider-Man, for example, has the most character development in his origin story than
Yeah.
the 40 years after, because he's a boring character basically.
Mhm.
Peter Parker.
Yeah,
But in the origin story, he grew the most, and all the other stories that came after relies heavy on the origin story with Uncle Ben and
Yeah.
about responsibility and being proactive and yeah.
Can I add something to it real quick? I mean, there was not so
Always.
long ago that Otto Octavius has a clone of Peter Parker's body and become a new Doctor Octopus. I like that
Superior
character. The Hydra
Spider-Man.
costume was great.
Mhm.
But Peter Parker has actually some kind of a scientific company. So for me, it was growth because he did something new, and then they are saying, "Oh yeah, no, that part is over now. So let's Peter Parker's poor again." Come on, man, you just okay. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Oh,
no,
what's this?
no! What are you
Is this
doing?
is that a superhero?
Oh no, I'm looking for. I was looking for a Supergirl that was rendered based on Henry Cavill's costume at the time.
Hmm. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, if you're saying Christopher Reeve with costume, then that would be cool.
No, but it was a brunette Supergirl, and it was just photoshopped with at that time Henry Cavill's new Superman costume, and she was amazing looking.
I don't believe you.
That's why I was looking for it.
Yeah.
But apparently, I had the wrong tab being
Yeah,
being shared.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man, we have so much right to talk about when it comes to origins, but
Yeah. So yeah, I think we covered many origins.
yeah,
And
1.5 hour more than enough.
yeah, 90 minutes. That's perfect, man. So
Yeah,
we can wrap it up here, I think.
I think I found her. I can share her.
Oh, you
Can I-
did? Oh,
Can I
one
do
final.
it just in the nick of time?
man, I'm
let's
gonna
see.
There we go.
so excited. Not.
You're going to believe, Marinus.
Oh man,
All right. Here comes.
for me.
Ah, stop teasing us, Roland. Come on.
Come on, man, show us.
Here we
It's
go.
already there.
Show us the ugly costume. Isn't that a porn star in a Photoshop costume?
I don't care. I don't care if she porn star. I
okay.
don't, why,
It
why,
looks,
would,
it looks
why
okay,
does it matter what somebody's
okay.
profession is?
but she's not blonde, so she's not Supergirl.
Yeah, I like brunette Supergirl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well.
Yeah, she looks fine.
Yeah,
She's good.
she's okay. She's okay, but
But she
It's
looks angry and not
Yeah.
friendly.
yeah,
Supergirl should be friendly.
and nice.
You had this in this Superman and Batman run. You had in the new Supergirl run. You had this black costume Supergirl. She was angry.
Yeah. Basically,
yeah.
I like this more than that what they are doing now with that other girl.
You are such a man. You should try to smile more. So you say that to women, right? Where's your smile?
I'm
You should
smiling.
smile.
What's wrong with smiling?
Yeah, yeah,
Probably
yeah.
because you punch me in the face or something.
Okay. Okay, guys. Let me see. Great stuff, guys. Says Renegade. Thank you, man.
Also,
Thanks a lot.
thank you, Renegade.
Solian, interesting subject. We scratched the surface, but it was a good show. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
We indeed just scratched the surface, and we can
Yeah,
talk
indeed.
about it.
It's too much
many
to
more
go
hours.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you for your contributions.
Yeah. Thanks
Guys.
for coming in the chat, staying with us, talking with us. Really appreciate it.
Yes, chat. So thanks, chat, for joining, for the feedback. If you like it, if you like this stream, share, and I hope you guys are back next week or the week after. We're not sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes 1 week, sometimes 2 weeks. Marinus, thank you for being here today.
It's always a delight to be here.
And Roland, thank you, man, for
Thank you.
Oops, that's the
for
wrong
doing
button.
this. And next time, a new topic. If you guys have suggestions for topic, write it in the description or in the comments, or on Twitter or whatever.
Follow us
And
on social media.
yeah, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So thanks
Like
again.
the video, subscribe to us, and share.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.